Hello and welcome back to the FQ show for another week. My name is Cal and I'm joined here with my co-host Tash. How you doing, Tash?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Well, thank you. We've got a big week of football ahead. Female football round is coming up next week from the 6th to the 13th. So in order to celebrate that, we've got on Tegan Van Vegchel, the captain of the Peninsula Power FQPL 1 women's side. Tegan, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Tegan, you've had an amazing start to the year. 5 games, 5 wins. How good?
It's been really good. The team's been performing really well, and considering the fact that we haven't conceded a goal, I think it's pretty self-explanatory of how we've been and how we've been playing.
That's massive. That's massive. No goals. Wow, how good.
Defenders doing their job.
Yeah.
Well, on the show today, we'll be doing the big moments from across all the leagues, covering the weekend ahead. Obviously, as I said, female football round this weekend, and looking at Female Football Week, some of the exciting things that will be coming from the week, and also chatting with Tegan about her journey and her pathway into senior football. So moving on to the big moment, we're going to cover a midweek game from Wednesday night last week in the NPL Men's. Peninsula Power hosted Brisbane City in the Football Foundation Cup. That is the premiers of the NPL from 2021, hosting the premiers of the FQPL from 2021 in Brisbane City. That's always the first game of the season, but with all the floods, that got moved to a midweek fixture. Peninsula Power won that game convincingly, 5-0, 1-0 at half-time. It could have gone either way, but they really came out in the second half with 5 different goal scorers as well. It's actually Peninsula Power's 3rd Football Foundation Cup from the 4 years that competition's been running. So
That's pretty impressive.
The boys doing well.
Yeah, they're doing well with it. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Moving on to the weekend's action, Olympic dominated the 3rd place Peninsula Power though, 6-1. So they had good midweek success, but then an unfortunate matchup this weekend.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing to see, but I'm sure the boys they'll get back into the swing of things and be back to their form like they were last year.
Yep. Zach Kearple scored 3 goals, hat-trick for him, and Dan Lake a double, so great result for the Olympic boys as they keep their spot at the top of the table.
Yeah, Zach fitted into that team seamlessly, and these goals reflect that for sure. And Olympic have a great start to the season. So
it was the first probably big team you'd say that they've faced this season. So
competed, yep.
Yeah,
100%.
Fantastic result for them. The other big notable results, Moreton Bay got their first win of the season. They had a massive win against Capalaba, winning 9-0 there with Rio Ono and Marquise Walters scoring a hat-trick apiece. Lyndon Farr chimed in with a double as well. Gold Coast United actually got themselves a point against Lions. It was a pretty up and down sort of game there. Lions had to equalise late thanks to Giancarlo Solozano. Stoppage time equaliser for them. So they clawed back a point at least, but I'm sure they'll be disappointed that they've dropped points against Gold Coast United. Also, Eastern Suburbs left it late against Sunny Coast Wanderers. East scored twice within 5 minutes to come back and grab themselves a point at home. So, big result.
I'm sure Wanderers would be a bit disappointed conceding 2 goals in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
as any team would be.
Yeah, any team would be.
Yeah, not an ideal situation, but Lawrence can't with the goal again. It's Lawrence can, I think. He definitely, after his equaliser as well against Logan earlier in the season. Last night was actually some midweek action against for a few of the teams. Capalaba hosted Lions and Lions edged out 4-3 winners. Capalaba actually had an early lead in that in the first half, up 2-0. Then Andy Pengelly equalised, so went into half-time at 2-2. But Lions got the job done in the end. They had a scare there last year where they went down to would have been worried this year, but
for sure. As you said, it's always hard going to Max Hayes, but as Capalaba would have been out to prove something after that loss against Moreton Bay.
Yeah, absolutely. Moreton Bay and Sunny Coast Wanderers didn't get on the scorecards. They faced out a 0-0 draw in their match at Walters Park. There are games on tonight, but obviously we're filming this on a Wednesday, so can't cover those. So for those results, make sure you tune into our social media channels and website to get those updates. So, yeah. The NPL Women's Olympic got their first win in the season against QAS. So, that'll be a good win for them. They haven't had a win yet. So, and QAS have been going well with 2 wins from 2. So, they'll be disappointed to have dropped points. Jonty Fisher scored her first senior goal, which is awesome to see. It was quite a good finish. But, Olympic got the winner late. So, yeah. Moreton Bay, Gold Coast United, they played out in a 0-0 draw and Lions got up over Eastern Suburbs 5-0, so a big result for Lions to see them at the top of the table. Yep. The tough teams, tough team to face, Tegan?
Yeah, definitely are.
In the FQPL 1, Redlands win to go top of the table. They beat Brisbane Strikers, quite a good result for them. Rio Moto getting a double there. Awarded a penalty in the second half, 0 half time, and Redlands went ahead thanks to a penalty. Geordie Farina, he got one back late, but it wasn't quite enough, unfortunately, for Strikers. Roadshow Rovers made the trek up to Solajinkin up in Mackay, and they walked away 3-2 winners with Marek Madley getting a double. So good to see from him. Keeps them, definitely in that top hunt. And Ipswich Knights at Caboolture. Caboolture got a win after suffering a few losses recently, so that'll be a good confidence booster for them to get back on track. Last night, though, Southside Eagles defeated South West Queensland Thunder, so that'll be a bit of a blow to them in their top promotion ambitions, so disappointing for them. The big moment across the FQPL 1 women's results, Peninsula Power kept it going, so... Tegan, give us a bit more insight into that game.
That was probably one of our hardest games yet. Obviously, we went out, we wanted to win the game like we do every week, and it was a messy win, I'll admit. It got messy towards the end, and we were under the pump, but I think my goal at the end it just settled us down a bit more.
Class goal, by the way.
Thank you.
Great header.
But it was like physicality-wise, like Mitchton, they're a great side. Yeah, you got to give them credit when it's due. I think we're definitely on the roll to see a promotion by the end of the year, hopefully.
Yeah. Liz Harrington was player of the match for that game. She made some very key saves in that, I saw.
Definitely. So I may or may not have given away a penalty. So thank you, Liz, for saving my butt. She pulled off a great save. Double save that, actually. She fumbled it a little and jumped back onto it straight away. She had an absolute cracker. There was goals coming in at near post. It just absolutely rocketed in at her. And she saved them. She had an absolute cracker. So it was very well deserved man of the match.
Yep.
Yes, fantastic stuff. Virginia United got up over the gap, and last night Western Pride undid their Kappa Women's Super Cup loss there, and they defeated Logan Lightning at Logan Lightning with the goal to Meg McGilligan. So a good result for them. Moving on to the FQPL 2 men's, Sanford Rangers drew with Albany Creek in a surprise sort of local derby result there. So that's a fantastic result for Sanford after Albany Creek dropped points there.
Undefeated.
Yeah, they're still undefeated, but drop points there. South United got a late equaliser against Taringa Rovers. Taringa were looking good there, conceded late on. Wynnum Wolves got a good win over Virginia, 4-2 winners. Surfers Paradise continued their winning run again with another win over North Star, 4-3. Magic United got a win against Souths as well last night in the round one sort of catch up. So, good to see.
A lot of 4 goals in there.
Some goals are plenty as well. Yeah, Holland Park also scoring 4 goals in their win against Grange Thistle. So very, very big trend there. Lots of goals this week. Moving on to the FQPL 2 women's, some big results for the front three there in Taringa Rovers, UQFC and Broadbeach United, winning 8-0, 5-0 and 8-0 respectively. So some big results for them in that league as they push to get into the FQPL 1 side. So competition, sorry. So, looking forward to the week ahead. We're going to sort of look at the feature matches here. So, the feature match this week for the NPL men's is Lions versus Olympic, grand final rematches. They never get bigger than that. It's a grand final match that's happened 3 times in the last 4 years as well. So
will it happen again?
who knows? It's they're always fantastic matches, those ones. And at Lions Stadium, that'll be an absolute belter to get out to if you can. It's also the Gold Coast Derby with Gold Coast Knights hosting Gold Coast United for the first time this season. So
it's a big weekend.
Yeah, massive weekend of football there. It's, that'll be a hotly contested match. Gold Coast Knights haven't been going to... They've had a great start to the season, lost recently, but Gold Coast United are starting to get a bit of form. They actually play Brisbane Roar tonight. So, it'd be interesting to see how that...
3 games in 1 week. Tough ask as well, though.
Very much so, yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how they pull up for that Gold Coast Derby, but I'm sure they'll be up for it anyway.
Yeah, very good point. Gold Coast Knights also play tonight. I believe they played Logan, so that'll be a interesting tie there. Moving on to the FQPL 1 men's fixtures. Redlands United host Magpies Crusaders, so Magpies making the trek down to Brisbane. Rochelle Rovers hosting Western Pride. That'll be a very interesting match. Pride, former NPL side, facing up against a strong FQPL 1 side, so that'll be one to watch for me. There's also there's no NPL women's this week. It's meant to be Capital Women's Super Cup weekend, but that's been moved to the midweek to accommodate. So female football round, the 2 big matches that we're going to be featuring across this weekend, Peninsula Power and Brisbane City. Tegan, how are you feeling for that one?
I've got a good feeling about it. Obviously, Brisbane City, they're a quality side, and it'll be another tough match, but I think the team's ready for it. We've been preparing for it, and we'll continue to prepare for it this week, leading into it. So
be a good challenge. You're coming off a win with Mitchelton and coming into Brisbane City, as you said. Quality side. Good to see if promotion's something you're aiming for. A good challenge for you guys. Yeah,
it definitely will be. And it'll be good to have them at home. So have all of our crowd supporters down there and behind us. I think it'll make it a bit easier for us, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
The other game we're going to be featuring is Western Pride versus Virginia United. Western Pride also looking for that sort of promotion spot as well. So the favourite 3, you'd say now, Peninsula, City and Western Pride all playing this weekend. They go up against Virginia United. How are you feeling for them this week?
Oh, it's a good matchup. I mean, both Western Pride is coming off a win, so they'll be keen to continue that. And it's going to be a good matchup between Meg and Em in goals. So see if she can get any past her, I suppose.
coming off a goal there as well. Mitchelton host the Gap on Friday night, and South West Queensland Thunder play Logan Lightning on the Sunday. So those are the female matches this weekend. We have also FQPL 2 men's. Magic United hosting Sanford Rangers, both coming off some good form there. Sanford stealing a point against Albany Creek, and Magic United with a win against South recently. So that'll be good. Former grand finalists, last year's grand finalists, Grange Thistle host Surfers Paradise Apollo in another match that will be certainly good to feature. There's also Wynnum Wolves against South United, both FQPL 1 sides last year. So both will be wanting to get back up as fast as they can there. FQPL 2 women's, UQFC host Ipswich Knights. That's the top 4 clash in that league. So UQ, I've only conceded 1 goal. So yeah, that'll be good. Ipswich Knights beat Broadbeach, I believe. So that'll be
be a good challenge for UQ. They've had some pretty high score lines, so hopefully Ipswich Knights can give them a tough game, especially after beating Broadbeach. Yeah,
that top 4 is quite solid with Broadbeach and Taringa, as we've covered there. So yeah, whenever those 4 play each other, that'll always be the
match to watch.
Yeah, definitely is. Looking for that spot in promotion. Moving on, so as we covered earlier in the introduction, we have Female Football Week kicking off this Friday, the 6th of May, and finishing next Friday, the 13th of May. Female Football Round will be incorporating Mother's Day as well on the Sunday.
Couldn't be more perfect.
It's a nationwide initiative and aimed at promoting the female participation and celebrating the contributions that females make towards the game, and really highlighting the female space and the growth that it's had recently. So fantastic initiative. The 3 main pillars that we'll be looking at, building and increasing female participation, involvement and investment as well. Definitely key with not only a World Cup coming up, but a election as well. Also to enhance our game with more opportunities for women and girls across not only the playing space, but a coaching and refereeing space as well. And celebrating the people who contribute so much to the female game across the state. So, yeah, a very exciting initiative. One of the things that we'll be doing across the week we'll be highlighting some key involvements through some Female Football Week awards. Awards for those categories: Female Player of the Year, Female Coach of the Year, Female Referee of the Year, Female Administrator of the Year. We'll have a Male Champion of the Year, and also a Women's Club of the Year. So it'll be exciting to give that out. We've had a fantastic influx of nominations for these awards. So we'll be putting up some nominations in the morning, and then in the evenings we'll be announcing those winners. So that'll be great to see. Right around the state, we've had some great involvement there. So
that's wonderful. There's so many people that contribute to the female game across the state. So it's great that we are able to recognise them and, support female football no matter where you are.
Absolutely. All female referees will be used across the FQPL 1 women's games during the female football round as well. So that's a fantastic initiative as well. They've had some great growth in the referee space as well. So, really good to see. There'll also be some online webinars as well. Online webinar on the 12th of May, the Thursday. Kate Lawson from our Women and Girls Participation Manager, she'll be hosting that and sharing some information on how clubs can build and enhance their Women and Girls program. She's done fantastic work at Grange Thistle in her time there, and led to her getting her job here and sort of really amplifying that good work. So that'll be good to see. There'll be a panel ranging experience, including volunteers, administrators, coaching staff, and referees as well. So discussing key pieces as to how clubs can really build and look for some things to identify to work on. So that'll be fantastic. The FQ show next week, I'm actually getting the boot, and you'll be in the host chair.
I will, and I have a couple female guests that I'll be tight-lipped on, and I'll make that a surprise for when we host the show next week. But it's exciting women on the show, and can't wait to host it. Yeah,
fantastic. One thing I'd like to do, especially with you here, Tegan, is just I'd like you to highlight someone with all these awards and those categories. I'd sort of say across your playing career and your journey. Would you like to maybe nominate someone for one of those awards? Or
one of those awards, I would have to nominate a male champion, obviously. Alex can't go unrecognised for the amount of work that he's put into Peninsula Power and into creating this program. He's done absolutely awesome work with it. And obviously he's going to continue to build that. And hopefully with this promotion at the end of the year, it'll definitely help him a lot more into building something more into the future years.
Absolutely. We'll hopefully cover a bit more of that when we chat afterwards. Is there anyone else that you'd like to give a shout out to? I know you're talking off air about give your mum a shout out.
My mum and my dad. So obviously, as you know, I travelled a fair bit for my soccer.
Just to give everyone an idea, 5 hours just to go to training one way. So 3 times a week. A 10-hour round trip, that's massive.
Yeah, my parents are definitely my biggest supporters, so they can't go unrecognised for all that kind of stuff that they've done for me.
Yep, that's wonderful.
And especially moving even further down south, moving away from home, and they sacrificed a lot. So it goes unappreciated. I appreciate them so much for everything that they've done.
That's lovely. Good shout out before Mother's Day as well.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
There's some brownie points there for you.
Hopefully.
I'm the favourite sibling.
What about yourself, Tash? In your involvement at Kapalaba especially, and across your playing career?
Yeah, Sean probably, our president, has had a lot to do with our female space there, so shout out to him. But Beck Price, she was a really good mentor for me when I was upcoming in when I was a junior coming into seniors. So those are probably the 2 people that I'd shout out.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. What about you, Cal?
Yeah.
Any female champions in your life?
Yeah. At my club at Oxley United, our committee, a pretty small committee, is made up of three massive workers for our club. Our president, Claire Aziz, she does a fantastic work across the junior space. Tanya Carr and Helen Warboys do fantastic work in the admin side of things as well. So they keep our club running and keep it going from strength to strength. So we've got a big junior program there at Oxley as well. So managing all that is very tough work. So shout out to them and all the good work that they do there. So keep that up. It's always good. So
that's great. Yeah,
make sure you tune in to the Football Queensland social media channels and our website this week, just to make sure that you catch all of this content for Female Football Week. There's quite a lot that your club can do to help itself out. So make sure you sign yourself up to that webinar on the Thursday. We'll be posting all sorts of tips and that sort of stuff across our social media channels as well. So lots of information next week.
As Cal said, there's a lot going on, so just check out our website. We'll have all the links there for you.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next segment, In the Chair with Tegan Van Vegchel. I'd love to start with just this season and how you've gone and into a little bit more detail so far. 5 wins from 5, haven't conceded a goal, and a massive win against Eastern Suburbs in the Kaplan Super Cup in your first round there.
Yeah.
How's the vibe around the team this year compared to last year? Like last year was a struggle, but it's so good to see such a significant improvement this season. So.
Last year was definitely probably one of the roughest years that Power's had in a while. But I think what's changed is the urgency and the want. Yep. We want to win this promotion. So we've got some new players that have come in that are really eager, and they've put in the hard yards, and the team all together. We've all been working together at trainings. We're putting in 110% in the games. We're really communicating and working well together. So it's good to see. And I think our first game against Virginia, honestly, we probably could have won by more than 1-0. But I think the first game jitters kind of kicked in for everyone.
Jitters, new players into the team. You're probably still gelling together a little bit.
Yeah, we definitely are. But as we're going through, we're getting better and improving, and you can see that in the games at times where everything that we've worked on at training, it's coming through,
coming together.
Yeah, it definitely is. So, and being on the other, last year, we won maybe I think one game. Altogether. In the first 5 games we haven't lost and haven't conceded. So I think it's pretty self-explanatory to everyone that we're here for the league. We're going to show the league that we're here to take the promotion.
Yeah, no, it's great to see that you guys were able to reset and make something of this year. And I think Alex coming in.
Yeah, Alex, he's done an awesome job. Not only just bringing in players, but the coaching staff. And all that kind of stuff. We've got some 23s that are coming up and sitting on the bench for us. They've gotten some game time already.
That's really important.
And it's good. Yeah, it's good to see, especially at trainings, those kind of girls, they'll come up and they'll train with us ladies. So it's good to see that we've got the upbringing as well from the under 23s into the ladies.
Yeah. Alex Smith, a former NPL gun, and he's played in the A-League as well in Phoenix, played it for the FNQ Heat, played for Olympic, Player of the Year in 2019. Fantastic bloke as well, shout out. He's moving into that coaching space, and he moved down to Melbourne for Melbourne City. He helped coach them to a win of the championship and the premiership as well in 2020. So that was remarkable, and it's great to see him come to Peninsula Power, not just to coach a team, but to build a program. What's his mentality about all that, and explain, I suppose, in a little bit more detail with not just the team coaching, but what else he's trying to incorporate.
Yeah. So he's, with his program, obviously, he's not just building it for the senior team. He's leading it up into the senior team. So it's starting right down from the junior girls in, I think it's under 12s, I think the age groups are.
Yeah, right.
12, 13, something like that. But yeah, his work ethic is absolutely outstanding. You got to give him credit. Yeah. He's at the fields day and night. But yeah, he's definitely done good for coming into off the back end of last year, and now that we've come through and we've undefeated so far.
Yeah,
So,
it would have been a very difficult task coming in and just sort of almost disheartening, just being like, obviously not going to get results overnight, but really sort of have that long-term vision, like when you're struggling in the short term, and then to really kick on and build that over the off season. So
yeah, he definitely said that, and I remember I think I was having a conversation with him, and he said that he was fine with starting with a blank canvas, pretty much, and building something. So he really wants to build something, not just for the club, but also for himself. Coming from Melbourne City to Peninsula Power in Queensland, it's a big step down, but he's definitely made it work.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to see.
Yeah. I'm sure being closer to home on the Sunshine Coast and being close to the beach as well has been a little perk for him as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He was sent photos in our group chat of him going for a run, and that's his view with the beach and a beautiful sunset, something like that. It's
have a nice day, ladies.
Yeah.
No, man has earned it for all the work he's put in. We'll actually sort of pause that here for now. We're going to continue the chat with Tegan in the chair segment, which you can catch on YouTube and on the full version and Spotify. But for now, we're just going to go to the regional roundup. Moving on to that. We're going to start up in the northern end of the state this week. Far Northern Golf. They had Leichhardt FC taking on Marlon Coast Rangers. Beat them 5-2 and make it 2 wins from 2 to start their season off in the men's competition there. And then Burdekin beating MA Olympic in the Northern FQPL women's competition. MA Olympic Maroon, they've got 2 teams in that comp. Beat them 1-0 to go joint top of the table, so that's a fantastic result for them. Moving down to your neck of the woods in the Central Coast region. In the FQPL men's, their Frenchville take on Central this weekend, which is a 1 versus 3 clash. Frenchville are undefeated, but Central are looking to knock them off. The big names in the big clubs in that region. Yeah,
definitely. Frenchville have always been a very top and competitive team, and Central, they're a quality side, quality club. So it'll be a good grudge match, I reckon.
Yeah, and your friends still kicking on in those leagues, or?
No, not really. Not in the. I don't really have any friends in the men's side, but in the ladies, I've got a few. So yeah.
Want to give them a shout out at all, or?
Oh, Gracie, if you're watching, keep kicking, I guess.
Very good stuff. The Sunny Coast FQPL 1 women's Gympie beat Sunshine Coast Fire 2-1, so that was impressive. Fire were grand finalists in 2021, so a big result for Gympie there. Moving down to the SEQ conference, North Brisbane had a massive win against Caboolture, and they stayed top of the table. They're absolutely flying at the moment, averaging about 5 or 6 goals a game. So they're really, really killing it. So fantastic to see for North Brisbane. Out in the Darling Downs in the women's competition there, Willowburn and Highfields Gold was the match of the round, with Gold upsetting the 2021 premiers in a 5-3 thriller. So that's a big result for Highfields. My neck of the woods there. Shout out. So mate, if you want to have a look at all the other regional results from around the grounds, make sure you head to the FQ website and social media channels. Each of those regions have their pages, so make sure you check them out for those updates. We've got the Cup Women's Super Cup kicking off next week, midweek fixtures. So it'll be fantastic to see. We've got a couple of big games there. South's hosting Capalaba. You girls got a tough ask against the current champions Lions.
Coming up against Lions, it'll be a tough game, but it'll be a good challenge for us, I think.
Yeah. You've defeated East, which was an NPL side, which was quite impressive. But how are you preparing to face up to someone like Lions?
With Lions, I think we've got to go in with the same mentality and keep playing the way we are. Obviously, they've got some quality players that we've got to look out for, and it's quality right across the park. So I think if we can, when we analyse them, we'll come across all the kind of stuff that we need to keep an eye out for, and hopefully have a good match against them.
Yeah. Sunny Coast Wanderers, they host Taringa Rovers, that's on the Wednesday night, which will be another one of the feature matches. Yeah, Taringa Rovers have got some good pickups recently. They've got Liz Doherty as well from Olympic last year, and a few other of those girls as well. So
A midweek travel up the coast, that's going to be a big ask as well. So that will probably factor into a scoreline there too.
Yeah, I think Taringa would be that'd be tough for them, but I think they'll they'd want to give it a red hot crack. They're the last remaining non sort of FQPL1 or NPL team, so wish them all the best against.
Definitely think it will be a good match between the two. But yeah, travelling on a weekend is a big ask, so midweek.
Yeah, midweek, significantly harder, yeah. We'll go back to your match this weekend. Move on to the last segment of the show here, the players to watch for the weekend ahead and the week ahead. You're playing against Brisbane City, who you sort of most looking forward to coming up against.
I'm most looking forward to coming up against Kai Stevenson.
Yeah.
I've played against her and with her for a few years.
Yeah.
Back in under 12s, we were doing Queensland, state trials together and all that kind of stuff. And, seeing what she's developed into now, it's absolutely amazing. She's quick, she's skillful, and, she's just a quality player. So it'll be interesting to come up against her again.
Yeah, she's absolutely quick. She
is so quick.
Right. So I hope Libby's got the legs on her.
I'll cover Libby if needed.
She actually won the FQPL1 Women's Player of the Year last year, which you were nominated for as well.
I was nominated for it, so it was good on her. She deserved it. She had a really good year last year. So
yeah, definitely a player to watch there. So and then Tash. Western Pride up against Virginia. You called out Megan
M. I think that'll be a good matchup. Meg's been in form and scoring a lot of goals, and Em's a great keeper, so I think that would be a great matchup to watch in that game. Yeah. What about you, yourself, Cal?
Well, I'm going to take a look at the Lions versus Olympic match. Obviously, with two gun strikers at the moment, or three gun strikers. Pengeli and Fechner, they're both of them just trading goals,
season.
And obviously Zach Heppel as well has been finding the net regularly as well. So I'm interested to see out of those three who can score the most. So they're my players to watch. Just how can you not? Yeah. Moving on, we'll cover the two Capital and Super Cup fixtures. Your players to watch are the Souths Capalaba matchup. What battles are you most excited for there?
I'm excited to see the midfield battles. I think that Souths have a really strong midfield, just a working engine in there with Ree and Amy there.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I think if you win the midfield battle there, you'll win the game. Souths is always a hard field to play on with that bounce. But it'll be interesting to watch. And I think that midfield battle with Capalaba and Souths will be...
Yeah, tough to beat. Who are you giving a shout out to from your own club there to give it to Amy and Ree?
We'll have probably Billy and Whitney in there, so they'll probably be giving them some hard work. Yeah,
fantastic. And then up against Lions, who are you most eager to come up against in that match?
Well, there's a couple up in the front three that I'm looking forward to. Obviously, Amy Gunston, she'll be a good matchup against Kiz. They're both quick and all that kind of stuff. I'm looking forward to coming up against Tegan Riding. Obviously, Tegan v Tegan, you can't miss that. But I definitely think they're the two to watch from my point of view. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, and that's a wrap for today's show. Thanks for coming on board, Tegan. It was great to hear about your journey and your ambitions for the future. I'm really excited to see how you progress and how Peninsula Power progress this season. So, thank you for having me on here, guys. Really appreciate it. It was nice to, get it out, how Peninsula's going. And hopefully we can take out the league this year. Yeah, well, good luck to you, and thanks for joining me today, Tash. No worries, Cal. Make sure you head to Football Queensland's social media channels and websites for all the updates of competitions around the state, and especially with Female Football Week from the 6th to the 13th next week, over the Friday this weekend as well, Female Football Round. Make sure you head out to our social channels to take into account all the good content that'll be coming that way, how you can improve your club and things you can do, across the board. Stay safe and we'll see you next week. Cheers.